What's up, goofballs? LDWE just dropped a huge update, and we're going to go over all the new changes, so buckle up because there's a lot of them. Don't forget, if you want to catch my content live, give me a follow on Twitch. The link will be in the description below. This update brought major changes to everything related to the cold regions and their armor. So there's a new storyline that takes you through getting to the new zones, collecting the new resources, and everything new that you can craft, but we're not going to get into any spoilers on this video. The first change to talk about is the zombies in the northern region now have a new status called Frozen. These zombies with the status are strong against regular weapons, but weak against any weapon that has the fire damage status. You can tell if a weapon is meant for the cold zone by the icon that it has, but also if you just use common sense. Any weapon that has a fire aspect is probably going to do well up there. So for everybody hoarding your torches for absolutely no reason, well, now you have a reason to use them because they're kind of OP in their damage and high attack speed against the frozen zombies. There are 3 new resources and 1 resource rework that came with this update. The new resources are Thermite, Piece of Wool, and Northern Berries. Thermite is used to craft fire weapons like the flare gun and some new guns this update has released, and we'll talk about those a little bit later. Wool is used similar to cloth, but specifically it's used to craft fur clothes to survive the cold northern zones. Fox fur has been reworked and is now just fur that you can collect from any animals in the northern zones. If you had any fox fur in storage, it's been converted over to the new resource, just like if you had any fox fur armor, it's been updated to the new fur armor. The biggest change with fur is that you can't just outright use it to craft armor, you have to first put it on your tanning racks. There's now a new second tier of cold armor called Reinforced Fur Armor. A set of regular fur armor has 16 armor and 15 cold resist. A reinforced fur set has 26 armor and 23 cold resist. For reference, a tactical armor set has 24 armor and 4 cold resist. Northern berries are used to make berry tincture, which is used to make a new consumable called a warming first aid kit that we're going to use in an example here later in the video. Okay, so we talked about the resources and the armor, so now let's talk about the weapons. As of the date of this recording, here's a list of all the weapons that currently do fire damage. The weapons that we already had in the game are the torch, the slasher, and the flare gun. I suppose you could throw in the flamethrower, but it was pretty rare to get it before this new update. The new fire damage weapons are the Molotov Cocktail, the Scorcher, and Apocalypse Breath, a new rapid fire shotgun. Keep in mind that only fire damage weapons do real damage to the ice zombies, so why don't we go up to the zones and take a look to see what it does. The Molotov Cocktail wasn't in the game before, right? It was? Wait, Jimmy said it was. The Molotov Cocktail was in the game before? Yeah, it was. Oh, shit. Okay. Well, I'll have to make a correction on that then. Okay, so what we're going to do just to show you the difference in damage between what fire weapons do versus non-fire weapons, we're going to aggro this fast biter up here, and we're going to take a swing. So it does 4 damage and just 4 damage, right? Like, that's it. And then it's got a little bit of a bleed effect after you hit it a couple of times. It looks like it bleeds for 2 damage a pop. But that's after the second hit, not on the first hit. I want to make sure that that is accurate. Let's see. All right, so we got this is probably a toxic spitter coming at us. Dodge the spit. So we hit it once, no bleed effect. We hit it twice, and there's the bleed effect. So the first hit on a zombie does not apply bleed effect. Okay, so that does 4 damage. We want to aggro 1 more zombie so we can see if the same holds true for the flare gun. Let's see if we can aggro one of these guys without aggroing both. All right, so we got a floater bloater. So it does 15 and no bleed. That 5 damage was from my dog. If we shoot it a second time, 15. Oh, still no bleed. Really? There we go. Now we get the bleed for 2, right? Okay, so don't want to waste too much stuff there. That was just to see what it was. Okay, so next we're going to use the same weapons, the torch and the flare gun, in a cold zone against frozen zombies, and see the difference between the damage the weapon does to regular zombies versus frozen zombies. Okay, so we're now in a frozen zone. Remember, the torch was doing 4 damage, and then on the second hit, it would bleed for 2. The flare gun did 15 damage and did a bleed for 5. So let's aggro this guy here. Hello, I'm walking right in front of your face. All right, a frozen spewer. All right, so from 5, what was it? It was 4 damage to now 14. So we're adding 10 damage onto that. And the bleed effect, looks like the bleed effect is 4, up from 4 to 1. And my dog, so when it's not on fire and you see that damage, oh, well, the dog is hitting it for 4 and 1. So I'm not sure. I guess I should have maybe left the true friend at home, just to make sure we know if it's frozen or not. Also, when we were talking about the new resources, frozen, like the frozen zombies, that's where you get your pieces of wool that you can craft into woolen fabric. The northern berries, you can collect those up here. You're getting thirsty. Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing here. Another frozen spewer, but we're gonna shoot it. So instead of 15, it's 52. Oh wow, this frozen bloater kind of came out of nowhere. I think it did. So yeah, so we're doing 52 damage then. So that should kill that right there. I think the dog's biting for 1. You can see there's not any fire effect on it right now. Yeah, I think the dog bites for 1 and the bleed goes from 2 to 4, right? Oh, that's the frozen bloater that we killed. Oh, also, yeah, that was another thing. Sorry, I did that rather quickly. The frozen bloaters also give you wool, or at least they can give you wool. All right, this is our NPC friend, Darius, old Darius Rucker. Okay, so this is what we were looking for. If you want to collect thermite, when you come to the frozen zones, make sure you bring a shovel, and you can shovel these chests out. You can tell the difference if you look at the icon up here. You can tell the difference because it looks like a regular chest, but it's outlined in white. And after you shovel it out, open that baby up, and inside is typically 1 to 2. I think I've seen maybe 3 thermite in one of these, but that's where you're gonna collect your thermite from. Okay, the next thing I want to do is get naked. We're gonna talk about some changes to the cold element that there is now. So instead of just going from like, sorry, I didn't write this part out. Oh my god. The thermal warming kits, we're about to test one of these. Their tooltip says that they restore health and prevent you from freezing in the snow. So we're gonna get to the point to where we're freezing and it'll start doing damage. And then we're gonna see how much of the freeze it takes away. We'll get down pretty low because we have 2 of these, and we're close to the edge if we need to run out, or I guess walk out. So we have 120 health. We'll get down to 15 health just to see if it's all right. So they restore 100 and half of your cold bar. So it restores 100 health and 50% of your cold. So I'm not going to use another one. I'm just going to put my clothes on. I just wanted to see what exactly that did. And in fact, let's drink some whiskey to warm up. Whiskey brings it down as well, just so you know. Whiskey, though, does fill your bladder by 25%. So if you just go to the bathroom and you drink 4 whiskeys, you're going to have to pee. The last major change to talk about is the addition of genome points. So after you finish your storyline, you will be given different tasks that you can do every day. You get 3 of these tasks a day that give you 10 genome points. And once every 5 days, you get to fight the boss in this zone. the Borealis. So as you can see here, in order to fight the Borealis, you need to have 15 completed tasks on the map. You only get 3 a day, which means it takes 5 days for this to reset, assuming that you do it every day. So the reason that you want to collect these genome points is so that you can buy stuff from the Genesis collection. Now, some of these are skins and cosmetics, but some of these are really going to be beneficial in the future. The most notable one is going to be the repair workbench. So this is something that you've seen before in the VIP lounge. If you've gotten to the VIP lounge, where you can put weapons or armor on the repair workbench and it restores them for you there. So you can now have one of those inside your own base. This is going to be huge for big guns like any of the new guns that just came out this season, for scars, anything like that. Anything that has low durability, you want it repaired, you put it on your workbench and wait for a while, and it's as good as new. Another requirement to get the repair workbench is that you do have to kill the Borealis 10 times. I've killed it 1 time, that's why it's showing 1 out of 10, which really you would only be able to get this if you have killed it 10 times, considering that it's 3,600 Genesis points. Sorry, not Genesis points, genome points. So, given that it would take the 10 kills to get that done. The other things that have people really excited are going to be the accessories for the dogs. You can now give your dog a saddlebag. So this only works for True Friend, but any of your dogs that you attach the saddlebag onto, they get 5 additional slots for you to store stuff on, which is going to be huge for raids. Also, you can buy a spiked collar, which gives an additional 20 attack for any of your True Friend dogs. So if you combine this with the leader trait, your dogs could be doing a tremendous amount of damage. Probably the best buy on here is going to be the Apocalypse Breath. This is a weapon that we talked about a little bit earlier that does a ton of damage to any icy armor zombies. For anybody farming and really big into fast production, you can buy these add-ons to some of your production to increase the slot capacity so you can be crafting more stuff while you're AFK. So for everybody trying to do the math themselves in their head, we've done the math for you. These numbers come courtesy of Look Cash Nico. He is also a Last Day on Earth creator on Twitch. You can get a link to his Twitch channel in the description of this video. If you get 10 genome points per task, which is 3 tasks a day, and 300 for the boss that you get every 5 days. We're going to do the math every 5 days, which is 450 points. So to be able to purchase everything, if you take out buying the thermite, the frost resistant stimulant, and the puppies, which we're going to talk about the puppies in a minute. If you don't purchase the $20 reset to fight the boss, yes, it's $20 to reset the boss. It will take 335 days of playing every day to get everything in the Genesis collection, which is close to a year, but hold on, we're not done. If you want to include getting a St. Bernard True Friend, that means if you only buy 8 puppies, that means you have to get a perfect 1-to-1 male to female match. They all have to rank up each time, and you have to get a True Friend on your first time breeding 2 tier 3s. That will be an additional 25 days. But let's keep in mind, it's Kafir, it's Last Day on Earth we're talking about, and this game has never shown mercy on us, so it's probably going to be closer to a year than those 25 days. So that's it. Drop off in the comments and let me know if I missed anything and what you're most excited about for this new season of permanent content that we've been asking for a long time. Thank you, Kafir. We're really excited about this new update. We'll see you in the game. Is this a guy? Yep. Oh, shit. Oh, no shot. I can't believe I wasted my flare gun on that. You're shitting me. Wait, where are my medkits? Wait, where are my medkits? I had 2. I used them. I'm an idiot. No, I'll behave. I know you won't, but it's okay. That's what editing is for, man. All right. Make sure the mic is close to the mouth and the headset looks okay. Do I look okay? Do I look YouTube ready? Sounds so believable, Spaz. Yes, Game Boy. I love my Game Boy shirt.